the Fully Geeked.
Yes, yes, yes. Welcome one and all to the grand episode, finally, episode 50. What's happening?
People, easy.
5-0.
5-0.
Half a century. Let's do this.
Yeah. We're not going for a midlife crisis, but we are grown-ups now. You get me?
Big
Fully
time.
grown.
Fully grown.
I might even this week I might change it from the Fully Geek pod to the Fully Grown pod. Episode 50.
Golden Jubilee.
Yeah.
That's it. So, yes, what's happening, people? How's everyone this week, man?
All good, man. All good.
Yeah, we're good, man. All good.
Same old lockdown-ish.
Ish. That's it. Lockdown-ish. I might even call it lockdown light. Lockdown light.
It's not been locked down no more, bro. It's not locked down.
Yes, we got apologies from Richard Maximus. Yeah, I'll just say that. I don't know who he is, so I don't want to make up a story and then something serious happens. You know what I mean? Then I'm getting cussed in the group and that. So he's not with us today.
Yeah.
But yes, let's start as we mean to go on. So COVID-19 update. Similar to what you were saying, Marlon. Are we out of lockdown? Are we in lockdown? What is going on, bro?
Yeah.
We're out of it, man.
Confusion.
We're out of it, bro.
Yeah, we're out of it.
Out of it for now, but
Just got to take precautions now. That's all.
yeah, but Evan, certain places in England started their lockdown again.
Well, this is it.
Leicester.
So,
Leicester.
like, we're out of lockdown, but Leicester. So I did a bit of research on Leicester, and what they've said is 10% of all positive cases in the UK have been found in Leicester. Yeah.
Mm.
So I was thinking, 10% of the whole country. Then I looked at the figures, and bruv, do you know what the figures are? 135 in 100,000 people. 135 people in 100,000. I said, whoa. Like, don't get me wrong, yeah? Like, obviously, them numbers, I'm thinking, that, bro, that's nothing, bro. If I won £100,000, yeah, and I gave you £135 and said, hold that, that's you, you'd think I'm taking the piss.
Of course. You're taking a mick.
Like, you'd be like, nah, bro, that's insignificant.
Yeah.
But apparently it's 3 times the amount of the next city or next major city that has positive thing. So, yeah, from Thursday, they're going back into lockdown. So I think shops and stuff closed today. They said schools and stuff going to close from Thursday. And apparently if you can start to apply for furlough again.
Oh, wow.
And then this is what kind of confuses me, because if the government is saying we're kind of lockdown light and we're coming out of lockdown, but we're putting cities back into lockdown, how safe are we?
Bro, do you see Bournemouth Beach the other day? It
Bruv.
was like carnival, bruv.
Bruv, and it's going to be like that. Because, look, you got to think, yeah? All of these things happen and we didn't see a peak. We had the protests, the demonstrations. We had, what was that day that everyone was coming out? VE Day, yeah? We've had people going to the beaches. We've had the supermarkets have been open. We've got shopping centres back open. The high road's looking mad. And nothing ain't peaking. So you can see why some people are like, yeah, lockdown's done. We're having parties in the park.
What do you mean it's not peaking? Like, it's not, what, the numbers are going up, you mean?
Yeah. Considering where you'd think, because there are so many people that are not necessarily listening to this 2 meter rule or this 1 meter plus and all the rest of it, you'd think that there'd be more cases. Or is it just more people are not being tested? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a hard one. I don't know what's going on, man.
But yeah, I don't know. They say, and then from this Sunday or Monday, they're saying that those that were unshielded can now get new kind of things. They can start to come out, and they're hoping by August the 1st, it's all everything's a goer. I got an email from Odeon saying, yeah, cinemas are opening back. Cineworld have now moved it back to the end of July because they want to wait for some new films to come out, because Odeon are trying to open their cinemas and make me pay for my membership, and I've watched every one of them films already. Don't try it.
And bruv, like, gym box were like We don't care. We're opening the gym. 4th of July. Like, we don't care what the government says. We're opening
Is that what
the
they
gym.
said?
I just want to ask
gym
you
box.
about gyms. Like, yeah. Is it just gym box? Because I'm actually no
So
free
far,
advertisement. No free
it's just gym
advertisement.
box. Yeah.
Boy,
My
could
gym's
you
not even
imagine
F
if
and
something
F.
happens
Is
at
that
gym
open?
box? Like, could you imagine if somebody contracted something at gym box?
I know.
Bro, you would sue that whole company, bro.
Yeah. But obviously, they will take like proper precautions with the equipment and stuff like that. I was looking at a gym in America.
Are they gonna let people use the showers there though? Because that's like one of the things, isn't it? Like,
Is it?
how are they gonna keep that tidy? Like every time someone uses it.
I thought that would be the.
Oh yeah, wouldn't that be like washing your hands? Like,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
once you wash your body, I don't know.
I mean, the locker room maybe, yeah, but the actual showers, I don't think will be an issue.
And to be honest, I do, but I know bare man that go gym and don't shower, so
Nah.
I don't know, bro. It's like that man that you see go toilet and come walk out without washing your hands. I'm like, bro, where are you going, bro? What's happening here? I don't understand. Boy, all right. Well, also, we had a leaked school update. So the government have kind of said by September, every youth of school age is going back to school. Education is a must. If you don't go to school, your parents will be fined.
Indoctrination is a must.
And I just thought to myself, bruv, you're acting like either the teachers or the parents or the children were the people that said, we want to go into lockdown. How are you now turning around and start saying it's their problem? And they're talking about getting into bubbles, secondary schools having whole year groups together, primary schools doing what they were doing. But so there was a leaked document, but obviously the official document's not coming out until Thursday. So we'll see how it differs and what it really means. Yeah, I don't know. I think the kids should go back to school at some point, but when it's safe, isn't it?
Yeah, because the government are just saying stuff, just at least like to science on paper, even though they know it's foolishness. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just.
And then the cheek of this, yeah, and I want to send Uncle Boris a personal message. Uncle Boris, mind yourself, you know. So it flashed up on my phone today, as it does with BBC News. Boop, 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 boop. Boris Johnson is not ruling out raising taxes to meet the cost of COVID-19. So when you was giving everybody furlough because it was money that was already owed to them, now you're going to raise our taxes again. I'm not on it, bruv. Do you remember when tax was 17.5%? And that was supposed to be the standard, 17.5%. And I think the government at one point took it down to like 15% or something like that. Then they raised it to 20%, and it's just been 20% for years, and no one really questioned why. And now he wants to break it, go even higher. Boris, rethink about that. And again, he still hasn't sorted out Brexit, but it is what it is.
What's tax now? 20%?
Yeah.
I forgot all about it.
Listen, bruv, this country, yeah, you can't enjoy your money. You can't work unless you're earning over 100K. Like, you can't get paid and just have a nice time with your money, bruv. It's impossible.
No, have a nice boy. That means the
Is
price.
it even worth earning over 100K nowadays? Don't you get like taxed?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm on over 100K, so I know, but just for the listeners, yeah, you get taxed like pretty much half of it, right?
Hey, Miles, you still not, you're not ciphering in that the overseas accounting still no more?
Nah, we'll talk about that.
Okay, yeah.
Them Monaco accounts, boy. You know them Monaco accounts, boy. Just accounts.
I'm a company, fam. I'm a company.
I'm not
I'm
a businessman. I'm a businessman.
Yeah, and that's kind of what's going on with COVID experience. I don't really think there's been anything else going on there. But like I said, where it's Brexit, we're kind of we're slightly out of the whole of lockdown. The high road is as busy as ever. The road is as busy as ever. We're out here.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Traffic's back. Traffic
in
is back
effect, bro.
all over the gaff. Yeah.
Back in effect, bro. And then they got temporary traffic lights everywhere as well. Brother,
I think it's what. Yeah, why did all these constructions? You had the whole 3 months of COVID-19 to fix up the roads. Now everyone's back on the roads. You want to do one lane and all them thing there.
One lane at a time, widening
They're
pavement.
fitting cameras everywhere, though. That's the thing. There's cameras. Like, since you come back, every road seems to have a camera that didn't have a camera.
Oh, you would know about Mr. Speedy. You would know about that, innit?
No, it's just because there's signs that clearly say there's cameras ahead. That's like law. They have to do it. That is why I noticed it.
Sorry to go.
You know.
So this is kind of in line with what Mike's saying, right? Kind of off topic, but I got flashed the other day on a 20-mile-an-hour road, but because no one's been out, like the yellow camera was covered by a tree, like the whole foliage or whatever you call it, like you can't see it. If I get a ticket, have I got a case there? Because you're supposed to be able to see them. Right?
Yes. No. Can you see the camera?
Not now. No, it's covered like that.
So when you go back,
cover it. I should
take a
photo,
picture. Take a picture of it. But are there signs that say the road is 20 miles an hour?
This is the thing, Marlon. You got no case because
I know. No, but they're supposed to be visible. So there's
but Marlon,
no case, but there's a case.
Yeah, you saw how angry I was when they made me do a course because I drove 24 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. So I'll wait for that. I'll wait for that letter.
Yeah, just fingers crossed you don't get a letter, bro.
Yeah, you might not get a letter, but I got flashed.
I've been
back in the day.
Times, so.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I never got anything, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So touch wood is what happens. I'm getting flashed, and for 10 days, you're like, please.
If it came through, you had it by now. They're usually quite instant. But...
Now, also it depends what borough it is. There are certain boroughs that, like for example, Hackney, they're on this 20 mile an hour. The police will send you out the letter to go on that course. Where there are other boroughs where they're a little bit more lenient with it. And some cameras don't have the film in it. They just flash and they don't have the filming in that. Yeah. But again, I guess that's probably a story for another day before we start talking about our criminal enterprise. All right. So this week we had 3, I would say, massive verses. Massive. Well, okay. On paper, 3 massive verses. Okay. So last night, which was Sunday, the 29th of June, Monday, the 29th of June. Monday is Tuesday, yeah. Monday, the 29th of June. We had Jadakiss versus Fabulous. 2 hip-hop greats. It was in the same place.
You say that, yeah. They are hip-hop greats, but they both haven't got a classic album. They both have, like, Fabulous has got a classic album, nor has Jadakiss.
All right, okay.
But they are, but I know what you mean. I mean, they've been a gift for like...
They're hip-hop greats,
5 years.
Lyrically. Like, I think, like, if you're a hip-hop head, like, it's for the hip-hop connoisseur.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen Fabulous. Do you get me? We was in New York. We went to see Fabulous. Like, we'll spit Fabulous bars. We'll spit Jadakiss bars.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the whole of the Clash.
No,
I'm not gonna lie though. I was disappointed.
It was very quick. It was very... What disappointed you about it?
I think they're both in the same place, yeah, which was good. And I think it's wrong that I keep on comparing this to Beanie Man and Bounty Killer. But if we're going to say it's the gold standard, yeah, this was like bronze. Like,
didn't they do an album together, these two, already?
Yeah, they got a mixtape. Is it? I think it's an album. Yeah.
Like, I didn't get anything from it. I wasn't excited.
Yeah, I know.
The sound quality was a bit shit. Still, I don't know, man. I just wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't as pure as I wanted it to be.
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, again, I haven't finished watching this, so maybe it gets better as it goes. Because when I finished watching it, basically Jadakiss was getting more drunk and Fabulous having more.
Bro, I like. Weren't Jadakiss just on a drinking thing, bro? Like he was just sitting there juicing.
Yeah.
And because they're not rapping, like because they're obviously rapping over their own songs as well. Yeah. It's not like a stage show. It's more just like them doing ad libs, and I just think you might as well just sit down and tell me a story of why you want to play this song, and that's it.
No, but it was better than Alicia Keys and John Legend's one though. They're not lip syncing. They're actually spitting the bars.
Yeah, they're not
over
lip
it.
syncing. They're not lip syncing. Yeah, I don't know. It was all right.
So I don't mind that because it's like you hear the bars more clearer. Do you know what I mean? So, like when the metaphors come in, they're emphasizing the metaphor, so you hear it. Do you know what I mean?
Did they seem happy to be there? Like, did they seem
yeah. You know, Fabulous. Fabulous is a laid back kind of guy. He doesn't really get out of character too tough. Do you know what I mean? But Jadakiss was starting to get drunk, so you can see more of his personality coming out and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, it seemed okay, man. I'll finish it off. Definitely finish it off.
Yeah, I'll finish watching it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was one clash. And then none of you probably even watched or knew this one was out. No Signal had their 10v10. It was their season finale last Sunday. And it was Dipset versus G Unit.
Okay.
And obviously these are people, like, they had two people from overseas, so two Americans, and they were kind of playing different G Unit and Dipset songs. I think for me, it was nostalgic just because Dipset for me was like my late teens, early 20s, like that whole kind of era was Dipset. Like my brother, my cousin, they loved Dipset. It was Cameron, it was Pink, it was that whole kind of feeling and vibes. So it was quite nostalgic. And again, to be fair, even G Unit, bro. Kel, I'm sure you have the G Unit vest, bro.
No.
Well, I'm sure you might. I'm sure you had a G Unit vest, bro. I know Jadan definitely had a G Unit vest. I'm sure.
I did.
I thought you did. That's what I'm saying. Like, and again, we didn't even probably realize how much G Unit kind of influenced the game.
That vest though, I worked for a carnival, yeah. Jeez! Yeah, let's just say that.
Yeah, let's keep it there. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I think I still got a G Unit t-shirt upstairs, you know, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I wear it when I'm like tidying up the house and that. And again, G Unit had their Reebok, the Reebok collaboration.
Mm.
And yeah, like I said, it was a nice clash. I'll send you the link for that. And then Saturday just gone, we had the first Fully Geeked Pod sponsored Sound Clash. Okay, so this Sound Clash, it was DJ Nate KO versus Lady J, and they had a Noughties Clash. And it was sponsored by the Fully Geeked Pod. Okay, we also had Man Like Kel.
Sorry, so a little funny.
We had Man Like Kel helping on the ones and twos and that.
Yeah,
and
baby.
Yeah, I won this time. I didn't get robbed.
Nah, you won. Clearly, you won.
I didn't get robbed. Shout out Mike for joining and getting involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've kept on shouting out Fully Geek Pod. I'm hoping that translates to like some more listens and them kind of things. And there'll be some more Fully Geeks Pod sponsored stuff in the future. Or should I say branded? More branded is probably better than sponsored because we didn't. But let's say branded, yeah. Fully Geek Pod branded events coming up. Yes, that was the versus clash. Anything else has been happening, boys, before I go on to the last bit?
Oh yeah, just to let you know, Swiss has announced another date for Black Pound Day. So it's the 1st of August.
Yes, I'm hearing that he's doing it once a month. He wants to do once a month, although we're going to miss out July. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think he wants to do it monthly now. So the next date for Black Pound Day will be 1st of August.
Yes, actually, we did have the first Black Pound Day, British Black Pound Day, before Marlon jumps down my throat. With Swiss, and that was on Saturday gone. Did all of you keep your pounds black?
Yeah,
I sure did. Not only it's hard to keep it only because we're not that established yet to have everything. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I made a conscious decision to invest in the black business. Not invest, but to buy products from black owned company. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I didn't. To be fair, I didn't even go out on the road, so I didn't spend it in any other
But
organisation.
apparently there's a supermarket, a black supermarket at Tottenham.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
On the high road. Next time you come down, I'll take you there, bro.
Yeah. I've definitely got to go there, man.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a supermarket. It's more like yeah, let me not disrespect shop. It's nice. It's nice. Now, you know, when you say supermarket, it makes it a little bit more than it is. It's a little bit more than it is, but it's a nice shop, and I'll shout them out. Yeah, they're a good shop, to be fair.
All right, cool. Merv?
I was at home, man. I was at home working on that.
So you never.
Do you know what? It's hard, isn't it? Like I looked at things, innit? But at the moment, like I haven't bought anything, innit? It's on the cards, man. It's on the cards.
All right, cool.
I bought 2 patties and a large hardo bread. That's it.
Where did you go? Did you go to Lincoln's?
West Green, innit? Yeah.
Okay.
Tottenham Town Bakery.
Bro, have you ever had a loaf from there, like a chicken loaf or a saltfish loaf or nothing?
Yeah. But it's timing, innit? I like now it's reopened, bro. You know what? I can't get my words out. It was absolutely delicious. It's like they just started up the clean the machines, everything was just like new.
But anytime you go in there, just ask them because they've always got some in the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. There was a news today of an actor called Carl. I want to say his name properly. Is it CarlReiner or CarlReiner?
Probably Reiner.
Yeah, sounds like Reiner. Yeah, CarlReiner.
Let's say CarlReiner, who passed away yesterday at the grand age of 98 years old.
Wow.
Or 98 years young.
Long innings, man.
Nah, bro, that's old, bro. 98 is old.
He's a grown up. He's a proper grown up.
Yeah, he lived his life.
He was in films like Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, Ocean's 8. He was a voice in Toy Story 4, The Adventure of Rocky and Bullwinkle. He had directed some stuff. He had written some stuff. He was in the Dick Van Dyke Show. And Merv, you know what you said in the group that when he said star of the Dick Van Dyke Show, you thought it was Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah.
That was what I thought.
Yeah.
And I was glad that someone else said it because I was confused. And then I had to research and Google who he is.
Yeah. I was like, whoa. Like, not that obviously CarlReiner, like, you know, he's obviously big in the game as well, man. But when I saw Dick Van Dyke, I was like, no way, man. But no, rest in peace, CarlReiner, man. Like, good life.
Yeah, good life, brother. Again, he did some vocal stuff as well, voice stuff. He did like the Penguins of Madagascar. He did the Cleveland Show, American Dads, Bob's Burgers, Jake and the Neverland Pirates, Family Guy, Justice League Action. I've never seen it, but he was the wizard in that.
Yeah. It's incredible how you think when actors, they're not on the screen all the time, how much they do in the background, you know, like voice acting. Incredible. So,
yeah, man. He's also got a star in Hollywood as well.
I'm not surprised, man. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So big him up, RIP. All of that. All right, we talking of voices. Yeah, there was this thing that came out this week when it was a little while ago. We had America get a bit mental because the actor that voiced Apu in The Simpsons.
And Carzario, isn't it?
Yeah, and they said that he can no longer voice Apu because he is not of South Asian heritage. Did I say right?
That's right. Yeah, correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Always learning, bro. He's not of South Asian heritage, yeah? So then there was this big thing, and then there was another actor that came up with as well.
Mike Henry, who voices Cleveland. Yeah.
And he's now saying he can no longer do the voice because, again, he's not black.
And there's another cartoon as well of a little girl, a black girl, that a white girl does a voice for. It's quite a popular cartoon, but I think more in America, to be honest.
Is it Big Mouth? No, not Big Mouth. No.
Can't remember. I can't remember the animation. I can't remember it, to be honest. But she also came out and said she can't do it no more, basically.
Are we getting a bit mad, y'all? Does it really matter?
I don't think it matters. No.
I don't think it matters.
That's why you get voice actors, isn't it? To bring
Exactly.
a character to life as like.
Do we think that people are
as long as the character is taking the mick out of the race, you know what I mean? And I don't think any of those characters take the mick out of the race, to be honest.
Have you not seen Family Guy, bro?
no, but Cleveland himself doesn't really. He doesn't take the. Does he? He doesn't really take the mick out.
Do you know what? To be fair, Family Guy. The thing I reckon the reason why Family Guy still exists on TV because number one, it came back by popular demand because it was actually cancelled once upon a time. But Family Guy attacks everyone and everything, so it's not like they send for everyone, isn't it? So it's not like they're not singling any form of class, gender, whatever.
Yeah.
Family Guy is just a basically just a joke on life, isn't it? And I think that's why they're successful in that way.
But the Cleveland show, would you, as a black person, could you be offended by watching the Cleveland show?
No.
No.
That's what I mean. That's my point. That's my point. Yeah, that's my point. There's nothing offensive about Cleveland to make you think, oh, you know. So I agree with you guys. There's no point. Really.
Yeah. You're not watching it. You're not watching those shows thinking, I wonder who voices this. Like, do you know what I mean? You're just watching this character. So, you know, I get it. Like, if the voice actor did something extreme or disrespectful, but when you're just watching these shows, they're cartoons and they're bringing these characters to life. Like, I don't really think.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna go too far now. Like, oh, because you're this, you can't talk through this accent.
But do you not think that people are misconstruing what we were people fighting for?
Exactly.
This isn't what Black Lives Matter was about. This,
100%.
We're talking about I don't know, unfair police brutality and people dying in custody or people not getting a fair shot at certain things.
Yeah.
I don't think we're caring about representation on television in the sense of a cartoon character.
Exactly, and that's the whole point about voice acting, because I guess first and foremost you're an actor, but you're an actor that gets to do anything when it comes to voice acting. You know what I mean? Like, I even saw someone make a comment about, oh well, you know, Henry Cavill can't play Superman anymore because he's not Kryptonian. Do you know what I mean? So people just taking it too far now, isn't it? Like, it's just getting a bit like, come on, man. It's about the person. It's obviously nowadays you have to give everyone an opportunity, isn't it? So if you're gonna, and I think if you're gonna do black characters or any other character of any race or whatever, then it might be a case of maybe we should prioritize these roles for people of color, whatever. But at the end of the day, the best person for that role should get the job. So whether you're white, black, whatever color, if you can just manage to do that voice and make it work, and it's funny and it works, then do that. That's the beauty of voice acting.
Yeah, but surely if you as a white man can make your voice sound like a black man without using the N-word and rapping, and do you know what I mean? Just actually, it still looks authentic or sounds authentic. I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, the Cleveland show is fine with me. There's nothing wrong with it at all.
And it's impressive, do you know what I mean? That's the whole point of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a bit them kind of things that I feel like you're taking away from what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The whole Apu thing, I just thought, come on, man. Bro, we've known that he's not Apu, he's not South Asian for years, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And what's going to happen is that every time now where there's it's just going to get to that stage now, no one of any different race or gender or whatever, can they not do these roles anymore? And especially for voice actors, it's where they're practically be doing everything. What's that going to look like for their jobs in the future? Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree. 100%.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know what's that film Robin Williams is in, Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Would they not be able to do that anymore because he's a man? and like a Tropic Thunder, them kind of, does that bring all these things into question as well, or has it already done that? I don't know.
No, but it is. I've seen the Mrs. Doubtfire conversation happen, which means you then have to have a conversation about Big Mama's house.
Mhm.
That's so silly. Because, go on, sorry.
Yeah, we've seen. What was that film you just said there?
Tropic Fun.
Tropic Fun. That's the one where they're with them man in the jungle, isn't it?
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Downey Jr., yeah.
That, white chicks, all of those things. Like, is it an issue?
And if it is, then realistically, how does, especially in the comedy world, how does that work?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And look at like Miss Doubtfire. That's so silly to bring up, because the whole story about Mrs. Doubtfire is that he had to disguise himself as a nanny to look after his children. Yeah. You know what I mean? It went like,
and he wasn't. And I guess with that again, you knew he was a man trying to be a woman.
Yeah,
and the same with
like he was both his normal self and him dressing up as a character.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't even know why people are just taking it too deep.
And I guess the same with white chicks. White chicks, they were FBI agents trying to be undercover.
Yeah.
Just throw it in there, just because I'm cool like that. Also, his character in the movie he was a voice actor. Don't know if you all remember that.
Who Rob Williams,
yeah. So it kind of ties everything together, you know what I mean? Sorry.
He was the voice actor in that thing, innit?
Yeah.
Like I said, as long as they're not being offensive to that race that they are acting, then I don't see the issue at all.
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. I can get. Tropic Thunder was borderline. It was
like that was so borderline. That was so borderline.
But they done it well though, like with the actual black guy who kind of questioned him. Who? What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people?
That was definitely, that's on the border. That is on the border.
Tropic Thunder was border. It was border.
He's got a tiptoe on the line.
Some greens.
Collard green.
That film was funny, man.
It was funny though. I didn't take offense by it.
But it was just like,
don't do it again.
There were some scenes that I was like,
even Tropic Thunder was contextual as well. Even though it was vaguely funny and it was just taking the mick, but it was at that time where they basically done that. It was deliberate. Do you know what I mean? Because it was about like a method actor, just sort of taking it to the extremes, isn't it, and stuff like that. So it still had context around it. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree. It's just, no. Like, I didn't take offense. It's just like some scenes a bit, it was just a bit borderline. That's all. Yeah,
definitely 110%, bro. But it was a funny film.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
All right. Just because we haven't mentioned it, obviously it's right. Actually, to be fair, we should mention it's the last day of the month today. This has been Pride Month this month. Yeah, and just wanted to shout out that we don't agree with discrimination of any sort. And do you know what I mean? I think obviously we would have had that. They would have had the whole Pride marches and stuff, and because of COVID, they haven't had them this year. And I know last weekend would have been Pride weekend, so I just wanted to kind of have a shout out to any of our listeners that could be part of any of the LGBTQ community, and just saying, keep fighting the fight.
Yeah, big up.
Yeah, man. Just keep on it, man.
Yeah, get me, like, wave your rainbow flags and that. But I think even it's been like people have started to kind of really get involved and behind the kind of movement. So I think it's been good.
Yeah.
It's been good. All right. Last and very least, shout out to Liverpool fans because you won the league, innit?
Let's move on.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna lie. I spoke to Gokes in the week, and when Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea game was on, or whatever, when they finished, I was actually at a headphone gathering, not a party, gathering, a gathering in the park, and I was a little bit tipsy, and then like I think I left him a voice note congratulating him. Like, he messaged me the next day. He's like, "Nath, you must have been tipsy, bruv. That is the most positive I've ever heard you talk about Liverpool in your life." I said to you, if you send it to anyone, I'll blatantly deny it and say that you doctored the whole thing. But yeah, shout out Liverpool. We knew you had already won the league, so it is what it is. But yeah, it's done now. The season could potentially end tomorrow. But I know, even though that is a thing, though, because obviously Leicester have got a home game this weekend.
Yeah.
And because their city's on lockdown, will they be able to play football in their city?
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Yeah, so it has ramifications. All right, well, that's kind of the weekly roundup. I don't think there's anything else been going on this week, to be honest. Can anyone think of anything?
Yeah.
Nah. Obviously, that thing that we spoke about briefly last week about rappers getting exposed, innit? About,
yes,
you know, back in the day, trying to draw young things, stuff like that.
Sorry, yes. The person's name that I was talking about was Ambush, the one with Very Black.
Yeah.
I forgot his name last week.
Yeah, then Kojo Funds came out. Well, allegedly there was a messages screenshot that came up, basically him when he was 21, trying to chat up a 15-year-old and stuff like that. Which, I mean, whether it's true or not, I don't know. We don't know. But it's just a thing where it's like these girls, if it did happen to them, they're like they get all the praises, all the accolades, all the money, whatever, and then these girls are seeing these famous people, like so they want to expose them, like for what allegedly they've done in it. So you can understand it on that part of why they want to bring it up now and stuff. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just treading on thin ice. It can open a can of worms, and boy, because my thing is, social media is not a judge. It's not the law. So my thing is, go to the police, go to the officials that will be able to investigate. Like, why put it on social media? But
Yeah. You shouldn't be. I hear you. You shouldn't be clout chasing. It should be a thing that if it's something that you want to report, you follow the correct channels and stuff.
Yeah, it's true. I've never understood that when someone does something bad and people want to just expose them on social media. Like, it's what's the intention around that? I guess it's obviously to expose them, isn't it? I guess, but it's just just report it accordingly.
Definitely.
That's it.
Definitely. All right. So let's get on with our TV shows. After so much excitement over the past couple of weeks when we were talking about I May Destroy You, we had episode 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Came on yesterday and today. What did you not think of episode 7?
Very interesting, man. That was that was Terry's birthday party, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was interesting. That was good.
Yeah, that was yeah, her birthday party, and what's her name was invited. What's her name again?
I don't know. Yeah.
That name's gonna bug me because it's on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, yeah, she kind of came in late, and Terry wasn't happy about it at all. And just what I was saying about the week before, isn't it, about Terry, how she's got a problem with her, and she kind of basically mentioned the problem because she tried to get man in trouble in school for the rape allegation, and now, like, what's her agenda now? What does she want from us, basically, sort of thing. So it did kind of prove that she did want something from, well, for Arabella more. Do you know what I mean? In regards to
or did it, or did she slightly use her because she wanted to get P?
Yeah, I think it's just the money.
It goes hand in hand, basically.
Yeah. But yeah, she could have just, like, I suppose she could have just basically said, like, you know what, just gonna act like I don't know anything and just let it continue. But she just basically, no, I'll just tell you the truth, innit?
Yeah.
Right. Because she also done it for Arabella as well. She wanted money.
Arabella needed money because she didn't get the money from the book.
Exactly. So, yeah, but it's interesting. Yeah, I still don't think she has an agenda. I think it's just, I'm interested to see how that pans out, because you can see that they're kind of building towards something between Terry and I really can't remember her name, and it's bugging me.
I can't remember her name at all, to be honest.
it's a different name, isn't it? It's like a short a nickname or something that she has.
But what Arabella went through in regards to that job and stuff, that's going to happen a lot more nowadays. Trust me, because the whole BLM and industries being pulled up on it, they're just gonna. Every company's gonna want to show that they're diverse. So, you know, it's definitely gonna take a new height in regards to. Which I'm not complaining. A job's a job, innit? But
yeah,
you got to hire me for my skill set and because you want me to work there, not just because okay, you make our company look more diverse. Yeah, let's just get him in. Like,
yeah, it's amazing how these timings, everything's just timed like well in these programs coming out. You know, it's a bit deep because obviously this is pre-recorded. So yeah, but no, that episode was.
You know, this proves the Murph.
What's that?
No, I was going to say, you know, this proves, bro. This has been ongoing. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not about what's going on now. This has been ongoing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From one day, so it's like
no. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. But what else happened in that episode? So
go on. Nick.
They had obviously Kwame finally told Terry about his abuse that he had suffered.
Yeah.
Which I think was quite powerful, and I thought he had to tell somebody. And obviously they tried to lock him in the room with the Egyptian brother.
Yeah.
But he was like, he's
Egyptian and Greek, man. Egyptian and Greek, bro.
Egyptian and Greek. And obviously he's getting flashbacks and all the rest of it, so he wasn't trying to be that guy anymore.
Yeah.
And we also had Terry bucking up with Emil Means' character.
Oh yeah.
And having a conversation about how it happened.
Yeah.
What happened
so she knows more, innit? She knows more than
I feel like she does know more. I feel like she knows more than's kind of been let on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because he said that he called her, innit? He said, like, is it all right for me to leave her? And she basically just said, yeah. Well, like, yeah, she's always like this sort of thing. This is how she gets. So it's almost like she just co-signed it, like, yeah, go. And this is why, like, because when I, you know, like, when she told her in those earlier episodes that she told her that, yeah, she basically got raped or sexually abused. And you saw Terry's face was like, at first I'm thinking, no, she seems really worried for her. She probably does, but also that might have meant that I'm worried now because actually I'm the one that told what's his name, Simon? Yeah, I'm the one that told Simon to go. So it's interesting now that when I look back at the episode, that was a face of guilt.
Yeah, and I think how this series is done, it's probably going to have to be a one that you watch, and then when you get to the end, you might have to watch again to see how, like, now you know what you know, how it happened. But I think there was also, the thing for me is when Arabella was working at the vegan charity, she was doing, and they were like, oh, can you do the voice notes? Can you do this? Can you do that? And then, you know, even at the end, where like she did it, and then she was like, yeah, because we like chicken, and he just took the chicken out the box and started
I was busted up.
My hair's fake. My hair's fake.
So like, they love offing wig. She offs her wig more than my girl in How to Get Away with Murder, bro. She's the only woman I know that offs wig like that, bro, like a proper auntie.
Yeah, so, but you can't forget the Marlon character in that series as well. There was a Marlon character still. You know that guy, the radical one.
Oh yeah.
What do you do?
Who?
You know.
I think I know what you're talking about.
The guy at the party, he was like, nah, because you gotta understand what they want you to do. That's why they want you to be a black person on the thing. And I was like, okay, yeah.
There was from cows to carrots.
It was interesting because even when she was going, yeah, they get more money. They get more money if you bring people of color onto it. I was thinking, raw boy, it's a bit of a madness.
Yeah, what kind of weird system is that? Do you know what I mean?
A proper weird system, but I guess what they're trying to say is they're tapping a different market, innit?
Yeah,
and then, for me, episode 8 was a very, very interesting episode.
Let's hear this one, yeah.
All right, let's go. Before we go on to Kwame, let's do Arabella.
Yeah.
So this episode, Arabella wants to go back to Italy to go find her man that shouldn't really be her man because the man said that you get drunk too much and that's why you got raped.
Yeah.
but she still went back there.
Mm.
Basically broke into his apartment.
Yeah.
And said, look, and just declared that she loves him and blah, blah, blah. He gave her the hug. And I thought, okay, this is all cool. Like, they're going to, I don't know, rectify the information.
Mm.
He then gave her money to get, what was it, like a pizza? Or he said,
Pizza, yeah. She was,
and then, bruv, he just locked the door. And then she, like, you could hear her coming back, okay, I don't know if you locked the door on purpose, but I got to come in. Like, I know I said I was going to stay, but I'm going home tomorrow. My flight is booked. Oh, shit, I haven't got my passport. Man, dashed the passport underneath the door, no problem.
No problem.
Then she started calling her. She started calling him all names understood. Yeah, and like I don't know many like words, but I know swear words in it.
Yeah,
she was saying, "But
all the swear words."
But I was like, "Woo!" Like she was getting ham.
Yeah.
I think she even went in on his mum, innit? I heard Madre.
Yeah.
Madre,
yeah. La puta madre. She was getting ham. She started booting the door. Bang, bang, bang. When he opened the door, had the gun in his hand, I said, that is my brother there. Because I think she forgot my man was a drunk kingpin, you know?
Yeah.
Move from my door.
Bro, that bit threw, like, I was not expecting that at all, yeah? And I know it's supposed to be serious and all that, but I was busting up because and the way he said it so casually, what did he say? He's like, he's not knocking on my door. He said something along those lines.
He's like, move from my door, bruv. He was not ramping. He's like, look, I'm done with this. This is nonsense.
Yeah, and you see her face as well. She's like, eyes just open wide and she just cut out where
she ran. No questions. No questions.
Like, I'm so glad they didn't dramatize that. Like, oh no, please, how could you put a gun on me? She's just like, wait, gone, get me, like.
Went back to the beach. Fell asleep on the beach, and I guess at the end of it doesn't make it. And then walked into the sea.
It reminded me of the Top Boy when Kano walked into the sea. Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm. I felt it was like I don't know, like a baptism of whatever. But she walked into the sea. I'm sure she had her phone in her pocket still. She had everything. I don't know, bruv. Like, she just left a piece of paper there. I'd have took my phone out, maybe my keys, my passport. How am I getting home?
It depends on the intention, innit? Like, what she's trying to do. It depends, innit?
Yeah, four more episodes left, innit? So,
yeah, and that's why, for me, when I saw 4 more episodes, I was like, okay, wait, it's not that, I mean, it's not life-threatening. And then, all right, let's go on to Kwame. So, obviously, we know Kwame is a gay character. And obviously he is overcoming the sexual assault that he received. Was that the end? Was that the right word? Not received. Yeah, well, he was involved in. Yeah. He then went on to some form of, I don't know, Tinder or whatever it was, swipe left, swipe right.
Sorry, I think the word was victim of. He was a victim of.
Yeah.
Victim.
Yeah. Not received,
Yeah, he's a victim.
It was almost like he consented to it, but he didn't.
Yeah, he's a victim. He's a victim of.
Yeah.
I don't know if victimer is a word, Kel, but...
No, victim of.
Oh, victim of. Okay, cool. That sounds so much better. I thought you said victimer. And I was going to let it go, but I just thought, in case somebody else said to me, what is victimer? That's what I said. He's a victim of, Then he went out with this white girl, and they went on a date. And it was an interesting date because he's never been on a date with a girl, but it was about, like, even when you're walking home, you can hear how they were talking. So she's like, oh, what's your type? He's like, I don't know. I don't really have a type. I like everything. And she's like, no, I like black men. No, I really like black men. No, I really like black. I was like, whoa, okay, you like black men. It's cool. But it's about that whole kind of fetishizing of races that sometimes people go through. Like, I've heard in the past that, like, white girls really love black guys because of X, Y, and Z. I don't know about this stuff. I'm just putting it out there. So it's a kind of thing where I'm thinking, all right, how's this going to work? They go back to the yards. Kwame starts kind of, he's just chilling on the bed, whatever. She's like, obviously wants to get busy, starts lips in her, like, and all the rest of it. He kind of feels very awkward. then they kind of get busy. And then while they're getting busy, I think this is Kwame's first time, he starts getting flashbacks of the assault that happened to him. And then, I don't know, maybe it was my interpretation. It was like, as he got flashbacks of the assault, it made him enjoy the experience with a woman more. I don't know. I don't know. It just seemed a little bit weird. Or the fact that what he was doing with the woman reminded him of what he was doing, what he had done to him.
I did ask of that. You know what? I'm just confused because I just don't understand how that happens. Like a gay man having sex with a woman. If you're gay, if you're a gay man, how do you get aroused with a woman? Because he was already, before he started getting those visions of what happened to him, he was already having sex with her. You know what I mean? They started having sex, and then he started getting into it. And then the visions started happening.
I guess what was missed out here as well is that because he was raped by a man as well. Well, obviously men, he's into men, but he felt like he couldn't be with a man at the moment. Do you know what I mean? But he just wanted to because they even mentioned Terry even mentioned it in the previous episode that he's just he's on break. He's on a break from men, isn't it? So, and I think he wanted some fulfillment anyway, and probably thought, you know, actually, let me try, because he was saying that to the girls in the park that I want to try a woman. Yeah. They're like, no, you don't want to try a woman. He goes, no, I'm serious. I want to try a woman. So he was open to it. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know.
So is he bisexual then? He's bisexual.
No.
Yeah, I think but if you wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna try a guy and get hard for that guy, you wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, I can't.
You wouldn't be able. So how does he? I think that's what Kel's saying. How would he be able to get hard for someone he's not attracted to? It's weird. I get it. I understand that.
No, I understand. I think
what Kel's saying. I don't understand that.
He's still human, isn't it? So and again, it was his choice to do it. So he might have generally sort of thought, you know what, I've seen this woman here on the app, the dating app, and she's actually genuinely attractive. Do you know what I mean? And maybe that at the moment when because she was the one that's all like, when they was on the bed, she was trying to arouse him and everything, and I don't know, maybe biology just got in the way. Do you know what I mean? And I suppose it might be different for men. I don't know. It's I don't know, but that's what I think. I think maybe because he was curious about it, but I don't know. I hear what you're saying. Like, if he's not attracted to women, how does that happen? But
I don't think. Okay, and I think sexuality is probably a little bit more fluid than that. I don't think it's as like plain or black and white as like, I like women, I get hard for women.
Exactly.
Like men, I get hard for men. I think like biology is biology, isn't it?
Exactly.
Like the wind, growing up, the wind could blow and you could get aroused. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It's just a windy day.
Yeah.
So Joe, like, I just think there are biological cues that probably happen that are probably, I don't know, like it's the same way. And okay, this sounds like so left field. I'm just trying to use it as an explanation. It's like them man that go inside, and they will say, "I'm not gay at all, bruv," but they're on job inside, being in it because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, they want some sort of sexual fulfillment. Do you know what I mean? And he probably still wanted that sexual fulfillment, but he just didn't want it with a man because he just doesn't feel safe around men.
Yeah, and it could have been a power thing. It could have been anything. Do you know what I mean? Where I guess when he realized he was a victim, he was powerless in that exchange. Where now maybe he feels he's a bit more, I don't know, in charge, whatever.
And that's what as you were saying about the whole pinning down thing, he's having flashbacks. I don't necessarily think he was enjoying it, but I think he felt empowered by it. I think he felt like, you know what, I'm taking power back now by doing this sort of thing. Like not necessarily to hurt or anything like that, but he just felt in control.
He was in charge.
Yeah, and I suppose she was sort of saying, "Oh, harder anyway." So it was all consensual, innit? I suppose.
No, it's all consensual. Yeah. Just a bit beff. But like, so do you feel it was any sexual abuse or sexual? Because obviously he's gay. He didn't tell that.
Hold that thought, Kel. Hold that thought. Yeah. Hold that thought. Yeah. Because I'm literally going to come 2 seconds. So then after that exchange, they they had that bit where they were kind of the post-coital embrace where they're just chilling on the bed and they're rapping together and all of that. And then she used ninja instead of the word
ninja
instead of the N-word. And
I forgot about that.
he then got offended by it, and I was like, "Why are you getting offended by it? Like, you should
He didn't get offended.
I don't think
No, not offended, no, but he was like, you can say it, it's fine. Well, no, you can't say it. Like, what she did was completely correct.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he should have even brought it up.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I said,
But you can laugh at it because I would have laughed at that. Because I'd be like, you say ninja? Like, this is one of those things, isn't it? It's funny.
but
I wouldn't question it.
I wouldn't have questioned it. And then she was like, well, what do you mean? Like, I have black friends and it can be offensive. Which I think she played that with a perfect hand.
Yeah.
And then obviously as it continued, it came out about the whole, she would start saying, oh, but you can't use the F word and all of this. And he was like, what, faggot? And I was like, well, then she was like, no, that's not what I meant and all the rest of it. Then he came out and said he's gay. Yeah. Then Kel, go back to your question.
Yeah, so like him not informing her that he's gay and then having sex with her, do you feel that's a form of sexual abuse or?
Interesting. Yeah. I was thinking that as well. I was thinking, is that? Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe not sexual abuse because they were consensual sex, but I think it's morally wrong because you've potentially exposed that person to another form of risk that they didn't know that's what you was on.
But saying that, yeah, would you like we all like got partners, but would you tell your next partner if you had one about all your other partners? Because that's pretty much what we're talking about here. Because then you're potentially putting someone at risk because you in with someone else.
But if my partner thinks that I am heterosexual, my partner thinks I've only slept with women, innit?
Mm-hmm.
For me to have not done that and have a history of back in the day, I don't know, I can't even say the word, so I was doing something else, then I'm wrong for me not to tell her. Because if it's not a problem, I should be able to tell her. And that's why I think it's about deceit. It's a deceit because he didn't give her, if he had said to her, all right, you know what, man fucks with guys as well, and she was still like, okay, I'm on it, then you've given her all of the information.
Yeah.
And then that's what I'm saying, even at the end where like, she was like, can you go? Man starts getting dressed and then he starts crying. And she's like, see what I mean? And now you're the one that's showing tears. Like, you're not the victim here.
Yes, she's the victim. Yeah.
And I thought that was wrong for him to do that.
Yeah. And this is what was interesting about this episode, because it almost kind of showed two sides of Arabella and Kwame, like how they'd done something wrong in some way. So like with obviously Kwame just not informing her about, actually, I'm gay basically, and Arabella just showing up to what's his name, Baggio?
Yeah, Baggio.
Yeah, showing up to Baggio's home and essentially just break, even though she didn't cause any damage, but it's like, well, you had no right to really go into his home, innit, really, and just show up. So it almost kind of seemed like, although they've been victims in their own way and they're going through a really difficult time, but it showed some destructive qualities in them. So it was interesting how they just kind of mirrored that in this episode with both of them.
Like I said, I am still fully on this show. I think it's
so thought-provoking. It's
a proper sick show, bro.
It does make you think.
So many dimensions. There's so many dimensions to every scene.
Yeah,
it's good.
Like I said, it's kudos to the writer again. But yeah, for me, that's this week. I just really thought Kwame was in the wrong anyway.
Yeah, so do I.
And then Kwame goes back, and then he's like, he gets a little, man's in the area, I'm local, you want it? And he's like, yeah. And he's resorted back to his old self.
Yeah. But before that, he tried to get in contact with the other guy. Remember?
Oh yeah.
But obviously, that guy has now seen what Kwame's done, and he's using that as the benchmark of, okay, this is what we're supposed to be doing in this world.
Yeah.
So he's out there trying to have fun, and obviously Kwame was like, okay, right.
Yeah, steep way.
Yeah, but and also in that last episode, I did feel sorry for Arabella when the police were telling her about all the investigations that they had done.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't find nothing. I thought that was a bit like, okay, that's a bit deep.
How random is it? They're both pregnant. It's so
Both
random.
pregnant.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
And until she said it's been 9 months, bruv, I would never have known.
Yeah.
Because obviously we don't know the concept of time here.
Yeah, yeah.
But that means that she ain't finished the book in 9 months, bruv. She deserves not to get paid, bruv.
Yeah.
She deserves not to get paid, bruv. She's got things to do, bruv. All right.
Yeah, that was a deep scene as well. That was proper deep.
Yeah, it was deep scene, man. It was good. All right. Last week we had the return. Well, this week, last week we had the return of Doom Patrol. I know a couple of the man mate watched it. Mike, I know you've watched it.
Yeah, man.
I also watched it, and I watched the whole of series 1, all 15 episodes. And
So what do you think of it? What's your view of it?
Doom Patrol.
Yeah,
it's all right. I enjoy it. Like it's a bit out there. Yeah, in the terms of like the storyline, it doesn't like what I do like sometimes is like they might have 2 episodes, and in one episode something happens. So say for example, it could be Merv and Kel in this episode, and then the next episode will show Marlon and Mike, and then in the middle of that episode you'll see them interact with you two and realize that actually like they're both happening at exactly the same time.
Yeah.
Like I think that's quite clever. I like how they do that. And like sometimes when my girl gets into a bit of a trance, and then they show it from all different people's viewpoint. Yeah, I enjoy it. Like it's like I said, it's a weird one. If I was someone's going to say, how can you explain how it happens or what the program is about? Like me barring their like anti-heroes almost, I wouldn't really be able to kind of. I think it's one of the ones where like you got to watch it for yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
And they're outcasts, isn't it? Basically, they're just they're kind of they're not like these polished superheroes. Like like think about Superman's got all these great qualities and he's just neat. Whereas like what's that woman's name? She just melts when she gets stressed out.
Yeah, elastic.
It's long, man. It's long. You know what I mean? And it's nice. It's fun, man.
Yeah, you just never know where it's going to go as well, innit?
No. But I'm fully liking it. I like Jane. I like Rita. To be fair, I like Mr. Nobody. I thought was quite a good enemy in season 1.
Because you're like, how are you going to defeat this guy? There's no way you can defeat this guy.
Yeah, he was quite good. And again, it's another superhero franchise that obviously has got a gay character in it, which I think again, then you kind of see how he became the person he is. Like he was constantly having flashbacks with Larry and how he goes back and all the rest of it. So I think, like I said, it's deep on different levels. It randomly goes back. It does random time jumps to random years. I'm confused about some of those, but it all makes sense by the end of the program.
Yeah.
You know what? Sorry, just to go back. So, just something that like just brought up again about this guy who he was married, had kids as well, but he was gay. So it's like you might be right, Merv. Where maybe it's different for gay men. Maybe they can find some attraction for women because there are a lot of gay men that are married and have kids. Do you know what I mean? And maybe it is different for gay men. Maybe
historically,
that time when it happened was a different time as well. Where
I know, but he still was able to get aroused and have sex with a woman. Do you know what I mean?
And I think if you look at most programs or any kind of things where you've had, even look at my man, the one that came out the other day, bro, the one that's on Philip Schofield. Yeah. You've got so many people that kind of regress those kind of feelings, because maybe they think it's going to be frowned upon or they don't think people are going to accept them. So you probably push those feelings right down and you go through the motions with everything else, innit? Until you feel you can be your complete self, whatever.
And I don't mean to take it any deeper, but even like even when like say if a man gets raped by a woman, right?
Sexually assaulted by a woman.
Yeah, or sexually assaulted by a woman, And yeah, and basically he's aroused and he gets aroused by it. Like, and people say, oh, well, you got aroused, so you couldn't be sexually assaulted. And I always wonder, well, men and women's bodies are different. Do you know what I mean? And like men might react to certain things, whether they're aroused or not. But I guess we have to educate ourselves around it. But I don't think it's that simple as saying, because you're a gay man, you're not necessarily going to be aroused by what a woman does to you.
Your things will get hard regardless, isn't it?
It's crazy you said that, Merv. You just reminded me of something that we maybe can talk off here, but I don't know, it might be too explicit.
No, say it, man.
No, but yeah, mind if you're going to go.
No, okay, I don't mind, but you just reminded me of something. I remember waking up once to certain things happening by my girl, and I was, so yeah, basically, we might have to cut this bit out.
Okay, let me one second.
This is what I'm saying.
An occasion happened,
guys,
where you might have been sleeping.
I was sleeping, and then I woke up, and
they were doing stuff.
I was aroused, and I didn't know I was aroused. So yeah, the whole what you just said about men being sexually abused, that definitely can happen.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, and I also I understand what you're saying about the guy having sex with a woman even though he's gay, because also he could have taken Viagra. I mean, there's things out there.
But
probably
in the same way, if you reversed it, that's how you can have, like a man might sexually assault a woman and say, nah, but she wanted it because she was wet and she was lubricated. But again, that's biology. Yeah. As opposed to, I wanted, do you know what I mean? Yeah. They wanted to go through the motions. It's just your biological response, it's your body's response, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm learning, and we're learning every day.
We're all learning. But let's move on.
Doom Patrol, you have to catch up. Was it 2 episodes that came out?
3. 3 episodes.
3. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they had 3 episodes, and then they're going to have the 4th one this week.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
But you know what I find interesting? I wonder if they're going to put Cyborg in Titans, like, as part of the Titans team. Because Cyborg's supposed to be
technically he should be. Because he's not outcast.
Because I'm like, why is Cyborg in Doom Patrol? Do you know what I mean? And I'm wondering if that's like this is a gateway for him. Because the Doom Patrol showed up in Titans, didn't they? Yeah. And I wonder if they're gonna they're gonna meet up again, and then Cyborg's gonna join the Team Titans, basically.
But remember though, at the end of Crisis, Doom Patrol and Titans were different worlds. So
they are in different worlds.
But it shouldn't be that way, Diesel, because in the Titans' first season,
they were in there.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But we'll see what they take. But yeah, Cyborg should be with Titans, to be honest. Yeah, should be.
Matt, what did you think of the first 3 episodes without throwing spoilers out?
The first 2, they were all interesting. I was just getting back into the pace of it. I felt it was a little bit because obviously how the first series ended. So it was just like, okay, let's just get on our starting blocks again a bit. But it kind of like got a good pace, and you got a good knowledge of like the new characters and like where the story was going, and sort of like piecing the puzzle of like what the characters would be, sort of their own personal battles would be, and how it's sort of all going to come together. So it's interesting. And I think in the second 2 episodes, 2 and 3. Yeah, the sort of the villains that they came up against.
Yes, the villains were decent.
Yeah, so they were interesting. So it'd be good to see what happens next with that.
But I will say, Cliff is a very angry man.
I love Cliff. Cliff
is my guy. I need to Google how many F-bombs is in his episode.
Cliff is my guy. That's my guy.
He was dropping F-bombs, middle fingers. He was on job.
But you can understand why he's an angry guy, because he's just a brain trapped in a metal body. Do you know what I mean?
But Kel, it's like he's more angry now, Kel.
Like I'm saying, seriously, he's even angrier.
Yeah, like, Kel, I swear, bro.
He's just an angry dude, bro. And I think obviously in the last episode, it came out that the chief kind of was slightly responsible for a lot of things that happened to them. So I think they're kind of just trying to get back at the chief.
No, it wasn't responsible for Admiral Whiskers, though.
Say again? No.
Admiral Whiskers.
Well, Admiral Whiskers is a bad boy.
That episode killed me. I love that episode.
Yeah, no. It was like I said, I'm enjoying it, and I'll continue watching it. So yeah, that's Doom Patrol.
That new character is interesting as well, isn't it?
She was in the last episode. She was in the last series, though, isn't it? The last episode.
Last episode, yeah.
The daughter.
The daughter.
Yeah.
She's powerful. She must be powerful.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel for her.
Powers, bro.
I feel for her because they're.
You need to watch it, bro.
Yeah, watch it. Yeah, watch it.
Right.
You'll see what's going on.
Yeah, we'll catch up with that next week.
All right.
Is there anything else that anyone watching or what's been going on?
Yeah, I've been watching the new Penny Dreadful. Penny Dreadful, City of Angels. Marlon, remember the old one we used to watch?
I was just going to say when you said Penny Dreadful, yeah.
Yeah. There's a new one now though, but it's so different to what the one we used to watch. It's so different. Like, it's got nothing to do with the old one. It's like a brand new show.
Is it set more into the future or is it?
Well, it's in the past. It's like the 50s. Yeah, the 50s in America. Yeah.
All right.
1938.
So it's still
sorry, the 30s. Sorry, the 30s.
Because the other one was still set before, like way before the 30s.
Yeah, I think the other one was more Victorian times.
Yeah,
Victorian times. There is one said character, you know, the guy with disfigured face in Penny. Remember what was his character in the old one? He was like dead.
Zombie?
Huh?
Sorry, but
anyway, he's in this one, but he's a different character.
Oh really?
Yeah. But it's different.
Dorian Gray?
No, not Dorian Gray. Hold on, let me just.
Same kind of concept though, yeah.
No, it's different concepts. It's like it basically shows you how. Is she a demon? Yeah, she's a demon. But it's this how the demons influence mankind. Do you know what I mean? In their this is subtle ways, and just temptation and what she's obviously she's sexual demon and how she just lures men to do wrong. Do you know what I mean? And it's very interesting. So she basically is causing a war between whites and Mexicans. Her ultimate goal is for each race to have a war and just kill themselves. That's her ultimate goal. So she plays different characters. She's a secretary in one. She's like a mafia side piece in another one. She's a German in another scene. So she plays different. She's different characters, all in the same town, but she's different characters, and she just manipulates them and makes them do wrong, makes them do bad, and makes them. It's really interesting, man. There's an angel in it, but she's more in the background. And stuff. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's really good.
So what have you finished all 10 episodes?
What was that, Dizzle?
Have you finished all 10 episodes?
No, I've got 2 more to go. 2 more. But all 10 are coming out of Sky Atlantic I think in a few days.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
Okay. We had Lincoln Rhymes. We mentioned it before, the Bone Collector. That finished on Sky Atlantic. I can't remember what channel it was on. It finished like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good series, Merv.
No, it was. I enjoyed it. Like I was saying to you, it's a light watch and it's entertaining and it's still gripping. Do you know what I mean? And I like the way it ended as well because. Well, to be fair, I thought, if this just ends in this series, I'll be happy with it because how are you possibly going to continue this story the way it ended? But it was done in a very smart way, basically. But no, it was good, man.
Yeah, I think if any of you get a chance to have a watch of that one, it's actually very good. I'm looking forward to season 2. I don't know when that's going to come out. Obviously, season 1 just came out, but I think it's a worthwhile watch.
Yeah, definitely. It's a fun watch.
You was talking about Succession the other day. What's that about?
Yeah. I finally caught up with Succession. So I just finished the 2nd season. And how could I describe Succession? Like, it's just a group of people that are just horrible. Do you know what I mean? Come like big fires, little fires everywhere, but just more rich people, just basically fighting
Yeah,
to get
you
on.
hate every character, basically. He's right. You hate every character.
Yeah. What's his name? Roman, man. Oh my gosh, this guy needs to be punished, bro. Like, and I don't know how many times Brian Cox says F off basically in this whole thing, bro. But he says it with so much passion all the time. Do you know what I mean? But no, it's fun, man. I like it. It reminds me of like a reality show sometimes, like some sort of documentary. The way they keep zooming in all the time, like doing these quick zooms.
The angle shots are mad.
Yeah.
Are they long episodes?
Hour long, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hour long.
Yeah.
Okay. I was hoping you could say half an hour. Thinking I can do a couple of those.
Do you know, I'm surprised. I finished it in like 2 days. You know, so I'm surprised I got through it because when you think of like 10 episodes, 1 hour, it just feels long, isn't it? But I got through it quite quickly. And you know as well, it's one of these programs you can watch like as a background, and you still are fully aware of what's going on, basically.
Okay.
It's heavily dialogue based as well.
Okay, so you haven't got to be one of the ones where you sit there and you have to like fully understand everything that's happening on the screen.
No, not really. No. It's all in the title, man. Succession. So where?
Yeah, you don't have to pay. It's not like complicated to watch. I think it's just about a rich family that they're all corrupt and they're all out for themselves, and they'll do anything to succeed, and it's just one of those. Yeah.
Did you know it's Dasha in it, Kel from Killing Eve?
You know, I watched it ages ago.
Oh
second season.
No,
I watched it ages ago, man.
Yeah, no, the mum in it, their mum is Dasha from Killing Eve, innit? I can't believe
it. You know, now you're saying that, I'm looking back. Oh yeah, she is. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, man. No, it was a good. I like this season, man. It was good.
So just to go back to Penny Dreadful, Frankenstein, the Frankenstein character, the old Penny Dreadful.
Yeah, I was thinking Frankenstein because I remember the face, but yeah.
All right. I don't know if any of you have watched. There's a new documentary that's come out. Well, 4-part documentary. They've had 2 parts already released about the Wu-Tang Clan. Kel, that's coming out on Sky. It's on Sky Documentary.
Sky Documentary's all right.
Yeah, if you get a chance to watch it, I've watched the first 2 episodes. Quite good. Again, it's because we had watched the other Wu-Tang Clan thing. But it's them telling their story of how they kind of got together.
No, but that's the thing. I think I've seen this one already. Are they in the cinema kind of place?
Yeah.
It's old. Yeah, it's an old one. Yeah, I've seen
Okay, so it's just come out on Sky Atlantic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that one. That was good. That was a good one.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying that. Like, I think it's interesting. And I guess as much as the Wu-Tang were out when we were younger, like in our kind of teen years, I don't think I fully took them in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because I didn't know about RZA's brother. I didn't know that RZA's brother was fully involved, Divine.
Yeah.
He was probably behind like the whole setup of Wu-Tang. But now no one talks to him.
Yeah.
Stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, no, so I'm looking forward to that. I've got the last 2 episodes coming out on this week on Sky Documentary. But yeah, I'm enjoying that. But I don't think I've really been watching much TV this week. Do you know what I mean? I know we spoke about TV for about 45 minutes there, but I don't think I've been watching much things after that.
Do you know, I watched I was saying in the group, innit, Hereditary. Like, if anyone has a chance to watch that, watch it. It messed me up a bit, I can't lie. But if you like those sort of suspense, thriller, horror things, then watch it, man.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Mike's shaking his head.
Mike said
it looks good from the reviews I've read, but
like, yeah, man. And it's different. Like, it's not your typical jump scare horror as well. It's just like I'm on the edge of I'm just feeling tense. I'm like, why am I feeling tense for? Do you know what I mean? And it's mad. And I'm gonna jump on Midsummer as well because I think it's the same director. Okay. It's got a very weird way of doing it, man. But it's if anyone's got a chance, watch it.
Yeah, Merv, you know what? I watched Upload, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's not. It's all right. It's all right, but it's not really my cup of tea.
Yeah. Remember I did say that disclaimer and I put it out there. It's like if you're not on it from the. Do you know what it is?
Did you watch?
What's that?
How many episodes did you guys watch?
I watched all of it.
Yeah, I watched all of it. I watched all of it because you just want to see how it ends and stuff.
But that's what I'm saying. The ending, though, aren't you curious to see what happens with the next series, the next season?
Yeah. But okay, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, no, I mean, I am. But there's a lot of questions, though. A lot of questions, and I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't think I would like it, you know. Even when I first started watching, I was like, but yeah. But I
think it's the characters. Other than the two main characters, the other characters,
they're just
they're not really
substance. Yeah,
they don't really add to the film, to the show, to the series.
No.
Yeah.
And again, it's another. Yeah, there's not really much depth to the other characters. It's an easy watch. Do you know what I mean? It was a very easy watch for me, and I think as much as there's not a lot of depth to the other characters, it was still interesting. I'm still wanting to know what happens. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, like some of those series, you think, "Oh, thank goodness it's over," but actually, I'm genuinely wanting to know what happens in the next.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true.
All right,
cool.
Well, man, then before we go, it's episode 50, and you man are the Fully Geeked Pod. Okay. And from the Fully Geeked Pod board, the Fully Geeked ladies and stuff like that. I want to do a little quick fire round. Let's see who knows their stuff.
Oh, them ones, yeah.
Right. Okay. In what 1976 thriller does Robert De Niro famously say, "You talking to me"?
Taxi
driver.
Taxi driver. Correct, Marlon.
Chips.
1-0, Marlon. For what movie did Steven Spielberg win his first Oscar for Best Director?
Jaws.
Second?
E.T.
Jaws.
No. Did you say, Kel?
E.T.
No, not E.T.
Jurassic Park.
Schindler's List.
That's what I just said that.
No, you didn't.
No.
All right. Which Alfred Hitchcock thriller is notorious for a shocking shower scene?
Psycho.
What did you say?
I'll let you tell it first. Psycho.
I mean,
Psycho,
it depends on whose internet is.
I said Psycho.
I mean, it sounds like I said it first, to be fair, from this
Psycho.
side.
So that was the delay my internet.
Hey, just play it back and just correct it.
All right. This one's easy. Which show about Danny and Sandy was made into a film with John Travolta? Correct. All right. Which singer is starred in the film The Bodyguard?
Whitney Houston.
Well done. What is the first rule of Fight Club?
Don't talk about Fight Club.
Yep, never talk about Fight Club.
So I'm done now. I'm done. I'm on this too much.
Who played Jack in Titanic?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio. Which 2020 film starring Robert Downey Jr. tells a story of a physician?
Doolittle.
Yeah, Doolittle. Which movie star is killed off in the opening scene of Scream?
Carmen Electra.
Not Carmen Electra.
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore, correct.
Because I didn't know which one you meant. You know, like, there's a lot.
There's three movies, mate. You know what I mean?
It's Scary Movie 1, isn't it? The first one. Because Jada Pinkett was the one. No, was it Jada Pinkett?
Scream, right? Scream.
Yeah, Scream, yeah. Directed by Guy Ritchie, who plays the genie in the 2019 adaptation of Aladdin? Will Smith, correct. In the movie Frozen, what song does Elsa sing as she builds the castle?
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Boy, all you got with kids, yeah?
What is the name of the Hobbit played by Elijah Wood in Lord of the Rings? Huh?
Frodo.
Frodo who?
Mr.
Baggins.
Frodo Baggins.
Frodo Baggins, correct.
Frodo.
Hold on. There's no point in me doing some of these questions. Maybe. Which Ben and Matt co-wrote Good Will Hunting?
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon.
Correct.
Fast there, cool.
What Disney princess? Who is the only Disney princess who is inspired by an actual person?
No way.
No, it's not.
Tiana.
No,
Rapunzel,
Cinderella.
no.
Cinderella.
Begins with a P.
Princess
Pocahontas.
Leia.
Pocahontas.
Yeah, I got it.
Ah.
Princess Leia. That was a good one, though.
I didn't even hear that, you know. I didn't even hear that.
Where did Harry Potter go to school?
Hogwarts.
Hogwarts, correct. All right, Mike, this is for you.
Was it 60s?
No.
30s.
What is Darth Vader's real name?
Come on now.
Oh,
Jay.
Is it only Mike that can answer that question?
No, Merv, you can. I was trying to
I
get
want
Mike.
to get in on this, innit? James
So
Earl
say your
Jones.
name.
James Earl Jones.
No, not his. Sorry, not his actual. Sorry,
Oh,
the character Darth Vader. What is his Darth Vader's actual name? Not his real name in real life.
Oh, Anakin Skywalker.
Anakin Skywalker. Yes.
Yeah.
Which movie features Bruce Willis as John McClane?
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Die Hard. Excellent. What is a Die Hard film that stars Samuel L. Jackson?
With a Vengeance.
Die Hard 2.
With a Vengeance.
With a
Die Hard
Vengeance.
with a
I
Vengeance.
don't- I'm
Yeah.
scared.
With
of Die
Vengeance,
Hard
which is
2.
Die Hard 3, wasn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Die Hard 3.
It wasn't Die Hard 3, it was Die Hard with a Vengeance. It was no number 3.
It's the third one.
The
then.
third movie.
Third
Third
All right,
movie.
Mike. All right, Mike.
The third movie.
Yeah, it was the third one, but you know.
All right, last one. No, not last one. Aaron Sorkin won an Oscar for writing what 2010
Superman.
drama
Okay, I'll take that back.
about the creation of Facebook,
The social network.
the social network.
Yeah.
That's sick. All right, last one. What musical based on Romeo and Juliet was a 60s Oscar winner?
Grease.
No, not Grease.
I don't know.
Flashdance.
Fellow.
They're dancing in it.
West Side Story.
West Side Story, yes. Cal.
Ah, that's it.
Big film, West Side Story.
Big film.
All right, cool. Let's see if any of you know this. Do any of you know what planet Transformers are from?
Pardon?
Cybertron.
Cybertron. This is why you lot are the guys, you know. Who directed Avatar?
James Cameron.
Cameron.
Yeah. And who does Tom Cruise play in Top Gun?
Maverick.
And this is why you, man, are the
Hey, fully geeked, you know.
fully geeked pod. I'm not lying. These didn't know the questions. I just came up with them. All right, guys. Congratulations to getting half of a century. I look forward to another half century episode with you, man. And yeah, big up yourselves, bro. All right, well done.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Like, love, light,
Bless,
blessings.
Later.
One.